He's done just about every sort of action and special effect and everything like that. Okay, it looked like you were going to cough there again.
No.
Okay. You was either that or you...
Now I am.
Okay. I jinxed him. Hello, welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List. And, well, in honor of Disclosure Day and kind of being a thing of revealing secrets and everything like that, if you stick around to the end of this episode, Ryan and I are each going to reveal a huge earth-shattering secret.
Oh!
And my secret is that he didn't know that we were doing that, so that's my secret. So stick around to the end of the episode to see only Ryan give away a huge earth-shattering secret.
I got a secret that we could tell everybody.
I actually feel like I'm going to regret that if I let you do that. So maybe we won't do that. I don't know. But yeah, before we get into the opening spotlight and everything like that, we got a few housekeeping items here. This past weekend, you and I took a little day trip.
We did.
Pretty fun one,
It was a fun one.
Card show over in South Dakota was the largest in the state.
Yep.
They just called it the Dakota Card Show.
Yeah.
Dakota Card Show. I mean, I guess if you're the largest, you can call it whatever you want.
You can say whatever you want,
I suppose. So, yeah, we took a day trip over there. Check that out. Took some footage of it as well. Might post a little video of our little experience there.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I don't want to spoil any of it. There were some cool things that happened to you especially, I think.
Yeah.
So, you got a couple of these boxes here as well. So
big box right here. I'm so excited to open it. Can't wait.
I mean, really, truly, I think we've talked on this show before that they will sell cards of just about anything.
Yeah.
This show proved it to me.
Yeah.
If I didn't believe it, there was a true crime box we were looking at that literally had trading cards of like gangsters and stuff like that.
And serial killers.
And all, yeah.
Yeah.
Just bad guys.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I was alive in the 90s. I wish I was alive in the 90s.
It was crazy.
Because that was just interesting, stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll maybe post a video about that, our experience. We may also, this is kind of segueing to our other little thing here. One of the goals we have here on this channel is to maybe do some more live streams.
Yep. And
stuff like that. Show a little bit more of our personalities, of our size. You only see us doing this movie stuff here. We got other stuff that we do here. So, we're still putting some details together here, but I'm going to at least try once a month to kind of do maybe essentially a gaming thing here. This month, actually this weekend, so by the time you're watching this, it'll be this Saturday, June 13th, I guess essentially. I'm going back to one of my biggest points of nostalgia. I figured out how to get Backyard Baseball, the old 97 computer game on my laptop. So going to be playing that here this weekend. I've been playing around with it just to test it out and everything like that, and there are certain parts of it that I'm a little rusty, so this might not go well, but there are certain parts that I saw some of the characters walk up and everything like that, and it just brought me right back to my grandma's house, because that's where it was, and that's where me, my sister, all the cousins kind of played it too and everything. Funny. So that'll start around 1 p.m. here Central Time, and we'll just see how long it goes. We'll see how it goes and everything like that, but expect more stuff like that here in the near future. And also let us know if there's some stuff you want to see us do, maybe live or whatever. We might take that in consideration as well. But with all that out of the way here, let's move on to the opening spotlight. And this is a big one here. This is one this whole month, I think, is going to be a fun one here. There's a lot of big blockbusters, all focusing around movies that I personally love and I'm looking forward to. So these next few weeks are going to be a good one here, starting with a little Steven Spielberg talk here. I don't believe we've done this before. If someone maybe remembers, remind me or whatever. Maybe we're doing this second time. I don't know. But we're going to rank Steven Spielberg movies. There are over 30 of them to choose from. There are quite a few. And we're going to figure out our best 3. This is going to be in a classic.
Not our favorite.
Yes, correct. Not our favorite. These are the ones we think are his best.
Yeah.
His best of the best here in his nearly 50-year career.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a while, so... Yeah, we're going to try and do that here. Again, a classic Olympic podium sort of ranking. So bronze, 3rd place, silver, 2nd place. Which one is the gold standard? Do you remember which was your first Spielberg movie you ever watched?
It might be Close Encounters of the Third Kind, honestly.
Do you remember where you watched it? Was it like at home or something?
It was at home.
I'm assuming it wasn't when it premiered in the theater.
Yeah,
no, but
nope. It was at home in the living room. I remember watching a lot of movies in our living room. But is that one or maybe even E.T.? Those are probably the first two that I saw. Because I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind a lot earlier than I should have. But probably around the same time I watched E.T. And I do remember getting the VHS of E.T. What year did E.T. come out?
86, something like that. And yeah, I think I still have my VHS copy of E.T. actually.
Yeah.
Curious how much that's worth. I was going to say probably Raiders was my first one, but then you brought up E.T. and I was like, oh yeah, no, I did have the VHS of that. So yeah. E.T. was actually probably the first one for me actually. Also again, at home and whatever. But yeah, then I basically watched all the Indiana Jones like within
a week.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, I think I got like the box set for Christmas after the fourth one came out, so it included the fourth one. And I think it was like one night of that whole week because we were still on school break and everything like that. And I just remember that being just so cool and everything like that. So let's just get into the ranking here. I feel this is a tough one because I feel like there's about 10. If you just went through the list, there's like 10. You were like, oh yeah, all of that would be up there.
Yep.
And then it's like, well, then you got to whittle it down to 3. Okay, what's the 3 gonna be?
Yeah.
I think that's where it gets tough here. So, we could have just made it easy on ourselves and go 10, but then this show would be like an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
And we don't want to do that. We don't want to make you sit through all that here. So let's just start with bronze. We have over 30 films to pick from. So what is the one that you are picking for number 3, Mr. Ryan?
Number 3, I'm going with Jaws. And like kind of how I did it, I kind of went through, like you said, I looked through his list. I went through what I would say probably the top 10. But then I thought, all right, well, this is the best that he has in this category. And this one's kind of the best in that category. And that one's the best in that category. That's kind of how I did my top 3 and then rated those 3. And like I said, we're not going off our favorites because I love Jaws. Jaws is great. But Jaws has done such an important thing for the horror movie and scary movie franchise that it would almost be disrespectful not to put it in there just because the amount of real life horror that people got from going to beaches after seeing this movie and afraid of the water. Like there was some stat that like sharks were not as feared before. And then after this film came out, they jumped to like number 2 or something. And it's like, you're never going to see a shark in the water. Most likely you'll never see a shark in the water, and let alone is it going to attack you? No.
I'm not even sure if I've ever seen a shark at a zoo.
Well, sharks can't live in captivity. They die.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you'll never see a shark at like SeaWorld or anything. They die.
That would
like
be why.
Some of those like hammerhead sharks, some of those smaller sharks, but great whites, never.
No. Okay.
They've captured them, but they just die right away.
Well, learn a little something new every day then. All right then. So my 3 and 2, I kind of keep flipping back and forth here. I think I'm going to stick with this. I'm just going to lock in this answer here and go with it. And then no takesies backsies. It's the one we talked about here a little bit earlier. I'm going to go with E.T. This one's got all the emotion, all the fun. I don't know if I've cried as hard as I've cried at the end of that movie, seeing him go say goodbye or whatever. Okay. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if I've cried that hard at the end of a movie where a character didn't like die or pass away or something like that. That's one thing, that'll make you feel feels or whatever. But this, it's like he's going home and everything like that. That was the point. And I don't know. There's a lot of humor in it. There's even there's like a Star Wars reference there at one point, I suppose. But I don't know.
Because did George help him with this one at all?
I mean, I know Steven helped him with Star Wars, so I think he was allowed to use like a Yoda costume. Or whatever.
And I know they've worked together on a few films. So
if you look at, I believe it's Phantom Menace during one of the council scenes, you can see a few ET aliens in the council.
Oh,
or whatever.
okay.
They're like way in the corner or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just it's ironic because it's aliens and space and all that sort of stuff, but it feels very down to earth. This feels like a very simplistic. It feels like Spielberg being like a film student, but with a big budget, which is what we all want, right? We would all love to have this chance here to do this, and we kind of live vicariously through him as a director on this one through this movie. So I just think it's just a classic, simple film that has some fun sci-fi elements to it. So let's move on to silver here. Go on to second place here, essentially. I think it was like Jerry Seinfeld. I remember hearing this like joke about the Olympics where like, silver is pretty good, but like you're the first of the losers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't buy into that or whatever, but it is a funny set. But what is your silver pick?
My silver pick, I'm going with Saving Private Ryan. Obviously, this was a almost controversial movie when it first came out. I don't want to say controversial, but a lot of people had a lot of thoughts about the opening sequence of the landing on the beaches and seeing more accurate descriptions of war, I would say, at least at the time. It just, every time this movie's on, I always watch it. I mean, you have a powerhouse with Tom Hanks, Matt Damon does phenomenal. Everybody's in this is phenomenal, and they fit together so well. And I mean, if you don't get Saving Private Ryan, do you get Band of Brothers later? Do you get some of these other shows, kind of just like Jaws? Like if we didn't get Jaws, do we get Shark Week? Is Shark Week a thing anymore? So that was kind of my pick there. I mean, he even worked with I don't remember what studio it was, but the first Medal of Honor game, I think it was Medal of Honor. They parodied that scene, like the opening of the game is that scene from the movie, but it's just made with like the characters from the game. So like it's very, very left a large imprint on I would say war films.
Well, now I kind of wish I had gone with my original flip because now I'm going to repeat everything you just said here. I also had Saving Private Ryan at number 2 here. Obviously for the reasons you talked about, that opening scene, but I feel like whenever everyone talks about that movie, majority of the time it's just that opening scene. Mm-hmm. There's a pretty big movie behind it and everything like that. And that I feel like if you remove that opening scene, the rest of that movie is still great movie,
awesome.
And it just gets overshadowed by it, arguably justifiably so. Because like I think I've also heard stories of like people who actually survived through D-Day and was there at the beaches and like saw that and they were like, that was the most realistic depiction I've ever seen of a war film ever. Like I was back there again, for better or worse, probably more worse for a lot of those guys and everything like that. But the point of a director and the point of the camera is to get as close as you can to realism and get your audience to the realisticness of the scene as you can here. Mm-hmm. And that scene did it for a lot of people. So that plus everything else after it. And that's why this gets the silver pick.
I think one of the great scenes in there, too, is throughout the whole movie, they bet on what Tom Hanks' character does in real life because he doesn't tell them. And then it is until, like, towards the end where some pretty horrific things have happened. And he just says, I'm a school teacher. I teach kids. And then you kind of look at him as a different type of soldier because you could think he does all these different. It's like, no, he's a school teacher.
Yeah.
And
he's not doing this because he's good at it or that he's not doing this because he wants this or he's good at it. He's doing this because that's war. It's either you do that or it happens to you, essentially. And it doesn't matter what you were in that previous life. Here, you're a soldier.
Yeah.
That's it. So, it's an interesting little twist there. But let's move on to gold here. And now I'm kind of worried we're going to have a repeat here for this one as well, potentially. But, let's find out.
I assume it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Which Indiana Jones is it?
This is a good point. All right, lead us off. Which one are you picking?
I want to hear what you have to say.
No, I got you listed first.
I'm going with The Last Crusade. Is that what you had too?
No, I had Raiders.
You had Raiders? All right. Well, to be honest, in my biasy, I actually think Temple of Doom. But that's hard because Temple of Doom's my favorite Indiana Jones, but I could see either of the other two being better Indiana Jones movies, if that makes sense. It's hard to, and I don't know. I'm not a huge Indiana Jones fan. I like the movies, but I would just say for the cultural significance of those films, I could say any Indiana Jones movies. I don't really have a strong opinion on either of them, except for Temple of Doom. I like Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom was fun. I think they're all fun, but Temple of Doom, that was the first one I saw. So that was it's kind of got me, that's That's my Indiana Jones.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'm going with Raiders here. This is not only one of my favorite of his, but it is, I think, one of his best. You want to talk about turning a teacher into an action star like we did with Saving Private Ryan? Same thing here.
Yeah.
Now that what are the odds he has 2 movies where he took a teacher and made him like a stone cold killer? How many directors can say that? But yeah, he's a professor, but he turns into one of the biggest action stars of the 80s. Do you know who he's competing against for action stars of the 80s?
Yeah.
We're talking about Terminator. We're talking about the Star Wars movies. We're talking about pretty much everything Sylvester Stallone was doing at that point in time. You know, you had the Predator movies and all that. And we still put Professor Indiana Jones in like the top tier of action stars. And he does it with just a whip and a 6-barrel like shooter. He very rarely uses a machine gun or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
He does it with his fisticuffs. And that hat, man, there's a reason why I've kept that hat that I've had since the 5th grade. That hat is awesome. It is cool. And he is going after treasures, and he is everything we pretended to be as kids in our backyards and everything like that. And he was killing Nazis, so bonus points there.
That's bonus points.
So, just the way it's shot and everything. And I think also what maybe adds to it, and I think I've told this story before here, is the one year I was in St. Cloud for college, they were doing like a weekend thing where they were going to play a different Indiana Jones film each weekend or whatever. Yep. And I was pretty low on cash because, college student. But I was like, I'm going to see the first one in the theaters. And I had seen that movie so many times before that, but I saw it on the big screen. It was like I saw it for the first time.
Yeah.
It just looks great.
And there's not a lot of movies that have that power to, they've been out for 20, 30 years. It's going to play in the theater again. I have to go see it in the theater again.
Yeah.
There's very few movies that have that, and I would say almost all of those have that. I would say they do.
Yeah. There's a lot I think you and I would love to see in the theaters the first time or maybe the second time, but Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark was like, I'll beg for change on the sidewalk if it just gets me that ticket price.
Well, there's a whole movie that some kids made that was a shot-for-shot reenactment, and then there's a movie about them making the movie. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have not seen that.
You haven't seen that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, these kids made like a shot-for-shot reenactment of Raiders of the Lost Ark, even with the plane exploding. And it's phenomenal.
I don't remember seeing it, I guess.
You would remember if you saw it.
Well, that's the testament of how good that was.
Yeah.
To remake it and everything like that. So, and to be fair, I don't hate the Last Crusade pick. I do think when you start talking about the best out of those two, everyone either is on one side or the other of those two as far as best. And I can't necessarily argue against Last Crusade either.
Yeah,
that one's pretty good too.
Yeah, so. they're all good, and it's funny because Temple of Doom's my favorite,
and I hate to say this, but I feel like if they didn't have the character of Willie in it, I think a lot more people would hold Temple of Doom a little bit higher.
Yeah,
it's not the actress's fault; it's the character that they wrote for her and everything like that. And well, to be fair, Steven Spielberg helped write the character and then ended up marrying her or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever. Anyways, those are our picks for some of the best Spielberg movies out there. Let us know your favorites in the comments down below. Are you more in Team Crusade or Team Raider? Do you think Schindler's List probably should have been on here?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of surprised neither of us picked that
one. That was probably my number 4 was Schindler's List.
For me, it's the runtime. You know me, I'm a stickler for runtime.
You don't like to sit still. You're like my kids.
No, that's not.
You got that ADHD.
I love sitting still. I just don't like sitting still for one thing for 3 hours.
Yeah. Like my kids.
No, that's not. Don't compare me to your kids like that.
Question number 2. There are a total of 52 cookies on 3 plates in my kitchen. When I take away 14 cookies from the first plate, there are still 7 cookies left on the first plate. There are 12 cookies on the second plate. Write your own problem using the cookie information.
Wait, you said there's 3 plates? Didn't you only describe 2 of them?
Yeah, that's the point.
Ah, son of a gun.
As a reminder, these are the easiest questions we have here today. They are the 2nd grade level questions.
Hush up, you.
I said there are 19 cookies on the 3rd plate.
Point was to make my own problem out of the cookies? All right. Problem is, Nick's hungry, so Nick's eats cookies equals 0 cookies.
I got the answer of 26 cookies.
You're all wrong. The answer is plate 1 has 21. Plate 2 has 12. Plate 3 has 19.
No. That's what I...
That is what you said. That is what he said. He said plate 3 has 19.
He didn't have the whole full answer.
Wrong!
Do you want me to
You're
get
wrong!
work.
You're wrong! If anyone...
Day, sir.
All right, let's keep things rolling along here with the weekly preview, starting with the big one here, talking a little bit more about Steven Spielberg here with Friday, June 12th, Disclosure Day, coming straight to theaters, rated PG-13. Spielberg returns to make another Alien movie 49 years after Close Encounters of the Third Kind. A couple of seemingly random people have a big connection as they seem to know too much. Now they have to make the big decisions on whether or not to reveal that to the rest of the world. Yeah, I haven't been this hyped for a Steven Spielberg movie in probably 10 years, give or take. I would say that last one that I was hyped for was Ready Player One, and I feel like that one kind of let me down or whatever. I don't know what it is, just doesn't hit me as much. I know I know you and Carter have talked about that movie before, and look, I wish I was you too. I hate when people when I say things like, "Oh, I wasn't hyped on it," and people are arguing against me, and get at me. I'm like, look. I want to be in your shoes. I don't like where I'm at. I know I'm on the bad side here, whatever.
Yep. But see, and that's part of the joys of movies is it's all, what's the word? Some people like them. Some you draw your own feelings.
It's all your own opinion, own feeling.
Yep.
Own
subjective. It's all subjective.
Yeah, there we go.
And because there's movies that I love that you don't like, and there are movies that you think are pretty good, and I'm like, this is hot garbage.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Look, I wish we could go into every movie and be like, this is amazing.
It's
and
true.
I'm hoping that's
True.
what I'm hoping we don't have another Ready Player One scenario for me here.
Yeah. And I hope so too, because I'm really excited for this. Really excited.
Yeah, like I said, he does the alien thing every once in a while. It's like every half a decade here, kind of starting with Close Encounters. So we know he loves doing it.
Yep.
And for the most part, it's worked.
Yeah.
Like I said, Close Encounters, E.T., Indiana Jones 4, it didn't work. So the score is still score is still good. The score is still
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I think that's still passing.
That's Meatloaf. Let's go.
Didn't think we'd had a Meatloaf reference in here. You never know what you're going to get. Like I said, Spielberg, he's been directing movies for over 50 years. Obviously more wins than losses. This one has been sort of hyped up as one of his best ones in years. Also.
Yeah, and I'm just it's a big blockbuster summer movie. That's Steven Spielberg.
This is what we've been missing the past few years here. We've had some big action, we've had big characters, we've had big franchises.
Yep.
But like a grandfathered in, a director who's been around for a while, doing a big fun sci-fi movie here.
Yep.
It's not connected to anything.
Yep.
I don't even know if this is based off a book or anything.
I think it is based off.
Is it?
I think. I could be wrong.
A lot of his movies usually have some very big casts in it. This one's no different. We got Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Coleman Domingo, and Wyatt Russell. Just a few of the names there. I'm also going to make a crazy prediction. Tom Hanks voices one of the aliens.
Think so?
You got to get Tom Hanks in there somehow.
It's been a
minute
idea.
since they've worked together.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I don't think he's going to mocap. Unless he comes out like the mocap, like the conductor or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a Zemeckis film. Never mind.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Tom Hanks voices something in here.
I like that. I think that's a good. I think you're right.
Whether it's some sort of narration or whatever.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since.
Have you looked at the IMDb? I haven't. I don't usually like to look at IMDb until
no, I don't think
after
I
see the movie.
Yeah, because every once in a while it'll spoil something for you too.
Yeah.
If they list it high enough.
I don't remember what movie it was, but I looked at there and I was like, oh wait, he's in there. That means either this character's back or something. And it was like, kind of like,
Sometimes they don't mean to spoil it, but sometimes they just put it in there for informational sake. But then unfortunately, you put 2 and 2 together.
Yep,
that's just how it works sometimes. So, do we have any other thoughts on this one, or do we just want to address the elephant in the room here?
Let's do it.
All right. So, yeah, we were talking about this a little bit before here. Turns out you didn't know as much about this, or you kind of have different thoughts on it. But I do kind of want to briefly address the I don't know if we want to call it conspiracy here, but ever since this movie's like marketing has come out here, I feel like with a lot of with a lot of the marketing materials, when the posters came out, the whole point is Disclosure Day. This is something the characters are setting up as like, this is the day we're going to reveal to the world aliens exist. So some people are looking at this and being like, oh, well, maybe this is maybe the disclosure day is going to happen in real life. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, if that does end up happening, that might be the greatest marketing I've ever seen in my entire life. Do I think that's actually going to happen? No. Now, granted, we were filming this on a Tuesday. This movie comes out Thursday, Friday, or whatever. If between now and Thursday it does come out, I will take back my words, and you will see that on the screen here now. If not, I will freeze frame it and be like, hopefully this is still relevant into the weekend. I don't know, but that's the downside of filming these things a little bit early here, I suppose.
Yeah. See, and I'm coming from a little bit different of an angle, because I always, in the back of my head, as soon as I saw the first trailer, and like, granted, I haven't really seen much stuff online, but I'm maybe not in that circle as much, but in the back of my mind, it was like, oh, this is propaganda. They're going to put it out there. They're going to see how the people, real people, view this movie and do like, oh, if the government really did, then like talking about the movie, if the people like the way the government disclosed it or they don't like it, then our government will say, all right, they didn't like it the way they did. Let's try doing it this way.
So you're almost viewing this as like when people do like test products, and it's like the room and it's like the glass and the company people on the other side, and they're like getting their feedback or whatever. Yeah. You're almost viewing it as that.
Yes.
This is them soft launching how they would announce aliens.
So the government is going to watch the people that go watch the films and see how they liked how the government in the movie disclosed it to the people in the movie. And they're going to watch the people in real life and see what they think about the fake government revealing it to the fake people, and say, oh, if our government did that, they should probably do it this way. Like, that's my...
with this current administration, I could see something just as crazy like that happening, I feel like. Yep. But I don't know. To me, it's just... So, to the people who believe, like, the whole this is going to be the actual disclosure day thing or whatever, like, let's point out how ridiculous that is. Like, we as a public usually first see these movies when a poster gets dropped or a trailer gets dropped a few months away from the movie. What people don't realize is how many years go into before this. Yep. So the people who are like, oh, this aliens are kind of picking up right now, and this alien movie is coming out right now. In reality, this alien movie's been worked on for years at this point. Yeah. Back when aliens weren't as popular or in the internet zeitgeist or whatever you want to call it.
And I even think back the last like couple years, 2-3 years, like the whole like Tic Tac UFOs and like the pilots going on podcasts and saying, oh, well, we actually think there's aliens. And then it comes down to like the I would say the final question of, do you really think that this is the only life in the entire universe? But that doesn't necessarily...
That's a question we could get into. Yeah. I almost thought about getting into that, but just for time's sake. What I do love about the videos you're referring to is I remember even my sister was like texting me about that. I'm like, because it was like early 2020s when a lot of people saw it. I was like, I hate to tell you, this was out like 2017, 2018. I saw this like 5 years ago.
Yeah. So it's...
I don't know. Maybe we're just more on top of it than others. I don't know. Yeah. So... Again, I point that out because I hate how it's just overshadowing this movie. I think it's just a fun Spielberg alien movie. It's not like this is the first one he's done.
True. And I think part of it is just, it's called Disclosure Day. There is aliens and that stuff in the zeitgeist right now, and that's what everybody links it to.
It's just interesting timing.
Yeah. It's all timing.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else is coming out here this weekend. It is this is one of those weekends there's not going to be a lot of competition. Nobody wants to compete against Spielberg in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not very smart of you to do.
Well, RuPaul thinks he can take on...
Arguably, RuPaul's going to have a different audience.
Okay.
I just, for the most part,
it's true.
Anyways, like you kind of already said here, we got Stop That Train. This is a RuPaul movie coming to theaters, rated R. A high-speed train is on course to a devastating storm that has the potential to derail the train. Now the stewardesses must work together to save the train and all their passengers.
Can you say stewardesses, or should you say train attendants?
I think in the website I was going through, it was listed as stewardesses. I think that's the plural form of a steward.
Okay.
So, it's either that or steward-I, but I think it's stewardesses.
I don't think they like that term.
I think they call themselves that in the trailer, so.
Okay. That's all right.
You're just really trying to piss me off here today.
That's the plan, Nick. Okay. That's the plan.
You're paying for my blood pressure medication after this. Yeah, what are our thoughts on this one?
I'm actually, to be honest, I'm surprised that it's coming to theaters. I thought this would be more of like a Netflix, HBO kind of a film. But I don't know. I'm probably not going to see it. I don't think it's coming anywhere near me, but or to a theater near me. But yeah, looks interesting. I do like some of the visuals. Some of the visuals look really cool, and I like the bright. Everything's bright.
It's a very colorful.
It's very colorful movie. It looks really good.
Yeah, so what I find interesting, and maybe I'm just thinking this because we just saw a Scary Movie last week, this is, in my opinion, sort of a spoof movie of disaster movies, specifically the whole runaway train trope.
Yeah.
You had Scary Movie, and that franchise, that was a spoof movie for more of the African-American demographic here. Here, I think it's essentially the same thing, but just for a different demographic. Again, is this something you and I are necessarily going to go looking out for? No, but there is an audience for this, I do believe, specifically fans of the drag community. Again, I just haven't watched much of that or whatever. I do remember when RuPaul hosted SNL. I thought he was very, very funny. And I did laugh a few times at this trailer here. There were a few funny jokes.
There's a couple of few. This is definitely more the not mockumentary. What's the word that we just used? Parody.
Yeah, parody, spoof, that sort of thing, yeah. But, like we said, RuPaul is starring in this, but look out for a bunch of cameos. They already showed a bunch I think there's a lot more from what I read and everything like that. Yeah. They just showed a few in the trailer and everything like that. So it's going to be kind of like I don't know. I kind of joked with Scary Movie. You could have like a bingo card as far as like which spoof or which Scary Movies they're like spoofing or whatever.
Yeah.
You could probably do like a bingo card of cameos here.
Yeah. That's true.
Got a lot of people to be a part of it.
Got a lot of people.
Yeah, looks colorful. Looks a little funny, I think, as well. But yeah, interesting coming out here this weekend. But again, I don't think a lot of the same audience for Disclosure Day is going to be the same audience for you. So
not a lot of overlap.
Let's wrap things up here with one last movie here. I am Frankelda. There we go. This one's coming straight to Netflix, rated PG. This is a claymation animated movie where there are two worlds, the human world and the world of terror. As the name implies, it is where all the nightmares live. I was almost going to joke about this, but the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I realized there's a lot of similarities between this and Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
You have the two worlds, the two realities, one where monsters live. Even boils down to there's a bad guy with spider legs as the main bad guy here, essentially.
Well, spiders are scary.
They are kind of scary. Yeah, I get it. They help out. They eat the insects.
They're scary.
But they are scary. Like, when God was putting that animal together, like, he was like, this is going to help humanity. Did you have to make it with, like, 8 eyes?
Yeah.
2 is fine.
Yep.
Everyone else gets away with 2. It's too many eyes. That's what throws me off. Anyway, so, yeah, like I said, claymation animation, though. I always have a lot of respect for animated movies because of all the time and effort it takes to put them together. Claymation, though, especially. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of work, which is why I was kind of surprised at the runtime here. Nearly 2 hours. That is a long...
It's a long claymation
That's a long
movie.
animated movie in general.
Yeah.
And especially for a kid's movie here. Usually you see about an hour and a half here. So
yeah.
They definitely put the work into this one. But what are our thoughts on this one overall?
Right away, it caught my attention. And as the trailer went on, it slowly kind of dripped away. I understand why this is going to Netflix right away. However, like you said, I have a lot of respect for claymation and the time that it takes to do this. So I'm going to watch it. I think it's going to be good. I think it might be a little bit of a slow burn, a little slow, but
I was going to say, it gives the same vibe as Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio movie. That's because I believe he is producing this.
Yep. How
much he's actually involved in it, though, probably not too much, but you can kind of tell people who are making this was obviously inspired by him. So,
yep.
But let's wrap up with some number one recommends, talk about the things we've seen recently that we think you should check out here as well. Mr. Meyerberg, I have you listed first. What are you recommending this week?
I'm going with Scary Movie 2026.
Thank you for adding that.
Absolutely loved it. They're back to form with Scary Movie. All the Wayans bros are back. Maybe even some cousins and aunts and uncles and other family members in this movie. Hilarious. Back to actually spoofing on scary movies, which I think kind of didn't work so well with some of the other scary movies. I like when they stay in the horror genre. That everybody did great. It was a fun time at the movie theater.
Yeah, I mean, Scary Movie 4 was like spoofing War of the Worlds, and it's like,
is
that technically a scary movie?
No.
I always pictured it as more of an action, sci-fi kind of thing.
No.
Speaking of Spielberg, actually, believe it or not. So, yeah, I overall like that one as well. I think it was probably about the middle as far as the scary movies go for me, where like the first top 3 I actually really like, the bottom 3 not so much here.
Yeah.
This lands in that I like category. But I'm going to be recommending Spider Noir. I finally got a chance to see just a few of the episodes here. I haven't gotten through all of it yet, but overall, I love the vibe. I don't know if I know you've said you've watched it. Did you watch it in color?
I haven't
or black
finished
and white?
it.
Yeah, I haven't either. But did you watch it in color or black and white?
Black and white.
Yeah,
I'm a black and white
That's
guy.
the way to watch it. People
Yeah.
who say they watch it in color, I'm kind of like, I'm looking at you a little differently. Like,
Yeah.
your IQ might not be as high, but
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Nick
Kidding.
throwing shade.
Just
I
kidding.
like it.
Yeah, I'm throwing shade because that's what it looks like in Spider Noir. 'cause
Oh, that was a
it's
good one.
black and white shade. Yeah, it's a Spider-Man show, but it's, set in these 1930s. Like I love the genre of just noir in general.
Yeah.
Like I think it's such an underrated genre. So I just love that setting. You could just make it Nick Cage as a detective, and I'd probably be down for this show.
Yeah.
Remove all the spider powers, but I love the villains. I love just all the characters in it so far. I promised myself I was going to stop at 3 episodes because I had other things to do, and then that's the one that ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So I still got to figure out what's going on there. But overall, I've enjoyed it so far and looking forward to more here. So
Nice.
well, that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List. Once again, keep an eye out for some more live streams. Like I said, for sure, we're going to do Saturday, June 13th, this weekend, old backyard baseball.
Little
live
backyard baseball.
stream. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, by the time I start playing, I'm going to be somewhat good at it again. So it's, I mean, unless you guys just want to see me suffer for a few hours, which, I mean, if you're willing to watch that, I'm willing to make that sacrifice, I guess. But yeah, the plan is to go live around 1 p.m. that Saturday afternoon. Going to go for a few hours, probably around 4-ish, but we'll see how it all goes and everything like that. So looking forward to that. And also make sure you check out our library display over at the Marshall Lyon County Library for this month's topic, Fathers, some of the best of them. Father's Day is coming up. So
It's coming up.
Hopefully
Don't
that's on.
forget it.
Yeah, don't forget it.
Don't forget it.
I haven't forgot it. Sometimes I cut it a little close. Not this year. I got it all figured out. So for myself, Ryan, and Carter, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the movies.